Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. My name is Hesti Sprianti. How are you guys? I hope all of you are healthy and in the protection of Allah Subhanahu wa taala. Amin. On this occasion, I wanna explain about language disorder and the types on language disorder themselves. Language disorder. What is language disorder? Language disorder or language impairments are disorders that involve the processing of linguistic information. Problems that may be experienced can involve grammar, syntax, and morphology, semantic meaning, or other aspect of language. These problems may be receptive, involving impaired language comprehension, expressive, involving language production, or a combination of both. Examples include specific language impairment and aphasia, among others. Language disorder can affect both spoken and written language, and can also affecting language. Typically all forms of language will be impaired. And the next slide is receptive language disorder. Receptive language disorder is the understanding of language input. Receptive language means the ability to understand and comprehend language heard or read. A receptive language disorder is an impairment in the comprehension of a spoken, written, gestural, or other symbol system. It also affects the social and academical life. And the next is expressive language disorder. Expressive language disorder is a communication disorder in which there are difficulties with spoken or written expression. Expressive language is most simply the output of language. This includes not only words, but also the grammar rules that indicate how words are combined into phrases, sentences, and paragraphs, as well as the use of gestures and facial expression. And there are some types of language disorder: sensory impairments, apraxia, dyslexia, dysgraphia, stuttering, Down syndrome, autism, and ADHD. Sensory impairments. There are two types of sensory impairments: one, blindness, and two, deafness. Blindness, a link between communication skills and visual impairment with children who are blind, is currently being investigated. It impairs one's speech ability. One cannot recognize gestures and facial expressions. Deafness or frequent ear infections. Trouble with hearing during language acquisition may lead to spoken language problems. Usually, children who suffer from frequent ear infections may temporarily develop problems pronouncing words correctly. And the next slide is apraxia. Apraxia is a general term. It can cause problems in parts of the body, such as arms and legs. Apraxia of speech is a motor speech disorder. It is caused by damage to the parts of the brain related to speaking. People with apraxia of speech have trouble sequencing the sounds in syllables and words. The severity depends on the nature of the brain damage. And the next slide is dyslexia. Dyslexia or developmental reading disorder is characterized by difficulty with learning to read fluently and with accurate comprehension despite normal or above average intelligence. This includes difficulty with phonological awareness, phonological decoding, pressing speed, orthographic coding, auditory short-term memory language skills, or verbal comprehension and rapid naming. Dyslexia is the most common learning difficulty and most recognizing reading disorder. And the next slide is dysgraphia. The word dysgraphia comes from Greek words dys means impaired and graphic means writing by heart. Dysgraphia is a deficiency in the ability to write, primarily in terms of handwriting, but also in terms of coherence. Dysgraphia is a transcription disability, meaning that it is a writing disorder association with impaired handwriting, orthographic coding, and finger sequencing. They may lack basic grammar, spellings, for example, having difficulties with the letter P, Q, B, and D, and often will write the wrong spelling while writing their own thought on the paper. And the next slide is stuttering. Stuttering is a speech disorder in which sound, syllables, or words are repeated or prolonged, disrupting the normal flow of speech. This speech disruption may be accompanied by struggling behaviors, such as rapid eye blinks or tremors of the lips. Stuttering can make it difficult to communicate with other people, which often affects a person's quality of life. And the next slide is Down syndrome. Down syndrome is a genetic abnormality. This syndrome occurs because of an extra copy of chromosomes 21. Your chromosomes contain your genetic material, and any problems with your chromosomes can cause serious physical and mental health problems. It is typically associated with physical growth delays, characteristic facial features, and mild to moderate intellectual disability. The average IQ of a young adult with Down syndrome is 50, equivalent to the mental age of an 8 or 9-year-old child, but this varies widely. And the next slide is autism. Autism is neurodevelopmental disorder characterized by impaired social interaction, verbal and nonverbal communication, and by restricted and repetitive behavior. The diagnostic criteria require that symptoms become apparent before a child is 3 years old. Autism affects information processing in the brain by altering how nerve cells and their synapses connect and organize. How this occurs is not well understood. And the last is ADHD. Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder, ADHD, is one of the most common childhood disorders and can continue through adolescence and adulthood. Symptoms include difficulty staying focused and paying attention, difficulty controlling behavior, and hyperactive or overactivity. ADHD is a condition of the brain that affects a person's ability to pay attention. It is most common in school-age children. Okay, that's all from me and thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.